Welcome, everyone. If you're preparing for exams, you know that every single mark is precious. Today, we're going to master a topic from computer fundamentals that's sure to secure some of those marks for you: backup devices. Let's get started.
So, do you want to be able to confidently and easily solve any question that comes up about backup devices in your exam? Well, this is a high-frequency topic. Just stay with me for the next few minutes and you'll have it down completely.
All right, so before we dive into the different types of backup devices, let's start with the most basic question of all. Why do we even need to back up our data in the first place? So what exactly is data backup? Well, in simple terms, it's the process of making extra copies of your important files and storing them somewhere else in a separate location. Think of it like an insurance policy for your data, one that saves it from being lost forever.
This slide shows us exactly what threats we're protecting our data from. Look at the top left. Your hard drive could fail, or you could accidentally delete a file. That's hardware failure and human error. Top right, a virus or ransomware could lock up your data. Bottom left, a natural disaster like a fire or flood could completely destroy your computer. For businesses, backups keep them running. And finally, backups allow for point-in-time recovery, which means you can restore your data to how it was on a specific day in the past, kind of like a time machine for your files.
Okay, now we're getting to the core part of this topic, the section where most of the exam questions come from, the different types of backup devices. Let's go through them one by one and make it really simple to understand. First up, we have a device that might seem a little old school, but it's still incredibly important in the world of data: magnetic tape.
This chart explains its features perfectly. You see, its capacity is very, very high, and the cost per gigabyte is very low. This makes it perfect for long-term archival. That is, storing data for a long time. But the most important point for your exam is this: its access speed is slow because it uses sequential access. This means to find a file, the tape has to be read from the very beginning. Remember that term, sequential access. Next up is a device we're all familiar with: the hard disk drive, or HDD. Whether it's internal or external, this is one of the most common ways to back up data. And now for its modern counterpart, the solid-state drive, or SSD. The moment you hear SSD, only one thing should come to your mind: speed.
This slide makes the difference crystal clear. HDDs have actual spinning disks and a mechanical arm to read data, kind of like a record player, which is why they're slower. On the other hand, SSDs use flash memory with no moving parts, which makes them incredibly fast. The trade-off? SSDs are more expensive per gigabyte. So for cost-effective mass storage like movies or photos, an HDD is great, but for speed, like for your operating system or apps, an SSD is the best. Now let's talk about the most modern option: cloud storage. You probably use this every day with services like Google Drive or Dropbox. Here, your data isn't stored on a device in your home, but on servers somewhere else in the world.
The advantages are huge. Your data is safe off-site, you can easily increase your storage, and the hardware is managed by experts. But the cons are critical for your exam. The biggest one is network dependency. If you don't have internet, you can't access your backup. On top of that, there's an ongoing subscription cost and something called egress charges, which means you might have to pay to download large amounts of your own data back.
Lastly, let's not forget these two common devices. Optical media, like CDs and DVDs, are still used for small, long-term archives. And, of course, USB flash drives, which are perfect for their portability and the convenience of quickly transferring small files.
So we've looked at all the devices for creating a backup. This brings us to our next logical topic: data recovery. After all, when a data loss situation actually happens, how do you use that backup? As we saw earlier, danger is everywhere. A virus can corrupt your files. Hardware can fail. You can accidentally delete something important. Or a natural disaster could destroy your original device. In every single one of these situations, your backup is the safety net that gives you the power to recover and restore your data.
All right, you've learned the concepts. Now it's time to test that knowledge with some previous year's questions. Let's see how closely you were paying attention.
First question: which device is best suited for long-term storage at a low cost? Your options are A, SSD, B, tape drive, C, USB drive, or D, DVD. Try to remember that chart about capacity and cost.
And the correct answer is B, tape drive, because it offers very high capacity at a very low per gigabyte cost, making it the best for long-term archival.
Next question: what is a major disadvantage of cloud backup? The options are A. High cost of physical hardware, B. Dependence on internet connectivity, C. Data is not encrypted, or D. Limited scalability. We specifically highlighted this point.
You got it. The correct answer is B. Its biggest weakness is its reliance on the internet. No internet, no access to your backed up data.
And the last practice question. Which of these devices provides the fastest read/write performance? A. HDD, B. SSD, C. Tape drive, or D. CD/DVD? This one should be easy. Of course, the answer is B. SSD. Its solid-state flash memory technology, which has no moving parts, makes it many times faster than all the other options.
So if there's one thing you should remember from this entire explainer, it's captured in this quote. The only backup you'll regret is the one you didn't make. It truly is your ultimate digital insurance policy.
And this brings us to one last question that's for you. Now that you know the options, what backup strategy are you using for your own important files? It's definitely something to think about. If you found this explainer helpful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And feel free to leave a comment if there's a specific topic